All right. Should be good. Going to be double checking that I can see the chats. But I think I figured out a good way to do this with my audio. So I'm actually just monitoring it from Cubase. So it's just straight up from Cubase. So let me pull up the video. And hopefully it'll be okay. Let's see. Let's see here. We should be working. Yeah. Just got the chat open here, so let me know if you can hear me, but I'm going to just kind of start noodling and warming up for the day a little bit. My hands are freezing cold, so I am partially here because I just need to practice for the next like hour and a half. Okay. So I always start with just warming up with my right hand because my alternate picking is always what I'm working on the most. I recommend everybody does that, in all honesty. That's pretty much how I warm up. What's up, Dan? My hands are just ice cold. Let's see. Okay. I am going to add a little bit more tone to my guitar here with Neural DSP. So give me 1 second here. It's like missing something. Maybe I'll use the reverb that's on here. Let's see, maybe a little too much reverb, but I gotta practice. It's gonna sound boring for a little bit, but I gotta warm up. Gotta warm up. Trying to get the blood flow in the hands a little bit. crank them up a little bit. Just gotta warm up. Most of the left hand, my right hand actually feels alright. Low G. Oh man. Yeah, so it's totally free. Yeah, I do those every once in a while. So yeah, go ahead and book it. I'll basically like just kind of watch you play, give you some tips, ask you questions, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you want to keep taking lessons with me, or if you want to, you know, work with me more, then obviously that's where it'll be like cost stuff, but you just take the first lesson for free, and then if you like it, we can figure that out. So I just say just do it regardless. But yeah, it's totally free. not fun, but whenever your hands are really, really cold, honestly, the best thing to do is just to play and you just got to bear through it, and you have to warm up a lot longer than you usually do. If you live in a colder climate, it's inevitable of it getting cold out. So just got to bear through it and warm up longer. It's literally called a warm up, right? To warm yourself up. So trying to do this tonic and dominant feel here. No, I cannot play Polyphia. That's a toughie too, because that's like left and right hand sync. That's like pretty tricky. So maybe someday I'll go through some of that like prog stuff, like Animals as Leaders and Tim Henson and stuff. But right now I'm like, my main focus has always, for the last like year, has just been really making sure that my speed and technique is as good as it possibly can be. So that's the main thing that I've been kind of working on. So licks I've been doing are freaking ridiculous. You can do a pentatonic scale with 3 notes per string and make it more shreddy. Thank you very much. That was a tough video to make, and there were a couple mistakes in there, so maybe I should make an updated video. I don't know, like, I think the thing about pentatonic is that back when I was younger, I always thought it was really dumb to use it because it only has 5 notes, but if you use it in the right way, especially if you add the blues scale to it, so the extra chromatic note, it's really, really effective. And then if you combine that with like harmonic minor, so if you start with like pentatonic, it sounds really, really nice, right? So if you end up going like pentatonic, I think that sounds awesome. So obviously I'm ridiculously sloppy right now because I'm just not having a good playing day. All right, from the UK, sweet. Do you have any tips on smoothing the transition from picked arpeggios to tapped arpeggios? Back to picking again. Oh yeah, so technique switches is all about getting your landing spot in. So if you're doing like, I'll give you an example, E minor, like the thing that I was doing earlier, like. Let's take that. So right, how do we do a alternate big and left? Sorry. So the whole trick is to see the speed of the duration, or rather, how fast can you get from this picking spot back into there with the metronome. So when you have the metronome on, isolate the spot of where you switch and see how fast you can go with the switch. So if I'm doing this leg, something like that, what I would do is I would start over here. Kind of like that. I would specifically focus and target on the transition. This is something that I learned in classical guitar, is you have to focus on your landing spot to actually get good at that switch. Like that. So that's part of it, right? And then what do? You focus on the other half of your transition, because you're here. Now you have to focus on getting back to it. So never like one of the biggest mistakes that people make with their licks when they're trying to get better is they keep taking on the entire lick or the entire solo if they're learning a full solo. You have to cut it up and you have to split it up and focus on those switches, or else you're never going to get it. If I can give you like another example with like the Sea of Lies solo, right? For like a week straight, I just drilled that. And that's kind of actually the same thing where you're going from one technique to the other, right? It's all the same thing. If you do like sweep picking, for example, right? My bad. Something like that is the same exact concept. If you can figure out a way on how to isolate the spot where you're about to switch and focus on the switch. Make sure that you know what pick slanting you're doing. So if you know that the last alternate pick that you do is an upstroke or a downstroke, that's really important, because then you could practice it slower better, right? So all that stuff is going to help you. Especially when your hands are freezing cold. that solo, in my opinion. It's all like just that downward pick slanting that screws me sometimes. Right? So feel free to ask me questions while I'm practicing. I'm just doing Sea of Lies solo right now. I will try to play it along to the track. I have it ready right here, but I need to practice this and warm up again. This is awful. It feels like my hands have been like dipped in like a big thing of ice, and now I have to shred. The thing is like your body temperature will reflect, I think, like your blood pressure and stuff like that. So however much you've eaten, and also the heat in the house is like absolutely gonna screw you, right? So I haven't eaten anything yet today. I don't have time to until after I go work out later. Are you able to teach online? Yeah, so go to my website. I'll put a link here. And just book a session with me, so that way I know like what you want to do, like how good you want to get, some of the things that you're struggling with, all that stuff. So I gotta watch you play first, and then we'll figure out all the other like price and scheduling and stuff. So yeah, I would love to see you there, dude. But so I don't honestly have much of a regimen of playing when your hands are cold, but I'll say this: I've played gigs outside in October. And I'm from the Midwest in the United States, which is freezing cold, okay? So the thing is hand warmers are a thing, but it's only a temporary fix. Your hands need to be like moving. It's kind of like when you're going for a run, if anybody here runs, or even if you just go to the gym. Your body is naturally really cold, right? It's like freezing cold. And one thing you could do, again, is just pick up your guitar and just move your fingers across the fretboard. Like now my fingers in my hands feel less cold, but still they're like, it's just not it yet. We're just not there yet. I don't feel as good as I did yesterday with all that pentatonic stuff that I was doing. Excuse me. Let me get water. I don't know why I don't do this more often. I'm practicing like every morning for a good hour or two, and again later in the day. But if you are really struggling with getting that smooth shreddiness, like isolate your hands, guys. Like anytime, like for example, I'm struggling with. So I'll practice. Sorry. That's what I do. Right? And then I'm just going to keep seeing if I can hammer that stuff in. My hands are not quite working some days. So think of it like this. There's a lot of things that contribute to this. Number one, naturally, that's just what happens. It's like the same thing with athletes, right? They'll have good days where they're, able to, if you're a basketball player, you're, making shots all the time. And some days you're not doing very well, or your cardio is not as good, right? Naturally, that'll just happen. So here's what you want to do. You want your worst days to be better than what your best days are right now. Okay? Think about that for a second. So your worst day, you pick up your guitar and you're like, nothing's working. Your right hand and your left hand, they are not working together. It just doesn't sound good. You're just like, what the heck is going on? We want to make those days really, really good still. So even on your worst day, you still sound really, really good, if that makes sense. So that's the goal. That's what we want to do. It's totally normal that this happens, but we want you to get your bad days to be really good. So in my opinion, whenever your days are really bad, take a break, come back to it, see if it gets any better. Do more warm-ups with your individual hands first. That's going to help you out a lot. Videotape yourself playing. You'd be surprised that on your worst days, you might just not have really the best technique with everything, with all that stuff, and with your left hand. I could tell, right now, my forearm feels like it's locked up. I feel like I probably didn't stretch as well as I should have this morning. That could be part of it too. Make sure you stretch. Take your mind off it a little bit. Give yourself some massages too on your hands and your forearms. And you're talking to a guy who still has carpal tunnel, and it comes and goes. It comes in waves. But the more I play, the better my hands feel. So, but yeah, totally normal. That is a sick riff, right? Dang it. I almost had it. Let me try it again. So it goes like... are some of the right hand warm-ups that you would suggest? Open strings. Just open strings. Like, take different numbered sets. Okay, this is part of what I teach in my masterclass community. Okay, so you, like, think about it like this. Think about how many different numbered systems there are when it comes to your soloing. Like, for example, there's groups of 3. Right? There's groups of 6. It's a lot harder than you think. Maybe you could do like a 5, 3, and 2. Like that. So it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of exercise that you can make up for it, or you can just use, like, take a solo that you know, right? Like, take something like, if you know Mr. Crowley, how does that one go? Like, I don't want to make a fool out of myself, so I'll look up the tab real quick. But what we're gonna do is, I'll just do it right now. So I'm on Songster, measure. So it goes. I'm gonna pick it all. See, that's already a hard one, right? So it goes 1, 2 on the high E, 1 on the B, 1 on the high E again, and then 4. So it's with the E string and B string, it goes 2, 1, 1, 4. Sorry. You could hear a melody in it. Ba ba boo ba ba da da da. See, the thing that's screwing with me is going back so quick after the first B. I'm a full step down, by the way. Right? Do you kind of hear how I'm, like, from where I tried it before, like, a minute ago, now it's starting to feel better. Pretty much what I would do. All right, you can take the other lick here. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Right? Kind of like that. I don't want to change scenes on OBS because I feel like I'm going to mess something up. But pretty cool. So it goes. Or sorry. So, oh man, I just got distracted by trying to learn that again. There's a video of me playing that solo when I was in like high school, by the way. If you dig through my channel and you go to like my oldest videos, there's like a really old video of me playing that. I cannot remember how to play it anymore. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do now. I've got Sea of Lies pulled up, so I'm gonna just practice it. Let's see, Sea of Lies. So I'll definitely get it copywritten for this, but I don't care. I'm gonna just keep resetting this, figure out the measure that we're on. I'm just gonna keep doing it. I'm trying to find a better way to streamline this. That's the part where I'm really struggling. I apologize that this is not sounding good. I'm just being real. Like, this is where I'm at with the solo. That string skip is so hard. Let me do a slight adjustment to my tone. Just get a little more treble in there. And I'll be good. That's way better, in my opinion at least. But yeah, this is Sea of Lies, a really hard solo to play in full. All right. not there yet. I feel like I'm getting better at it, but a day like today where my fingers are just not agreeing with me very well on some of these parts, it's just not where I want to be with it yet. So, you know, but yeah, I'm going to keep trying. So let's do it again. Play some Jason Becker. That intro goes, but I don't like that. Altitudes, altitude sweep. So we got E minor. Then we've got A major. Then we've got the root, right? Up the octave or the next. Oh, sorry. And then it does. And then it does. Sworn there was something else, but I guess not. So it's and then what does this do? Really? Oh, it sounds so pretty. That's a rough strike. This is honestly really good sweep practice. So we have that part. And then we have 17-14. Okay, so after you do the big, you go to the major, D major. Sounds like I'm doing C. And then you go into this 18 craziness. So dominant chord, right? So we're tonicizing, right? Allergies. Excuse me. Really nice sounding dominant chord right there. And then this is where I can feel. Just tap that higher octave right there. And then 18, 18, 21, 18, and then we're going to go to whatever this is. Oh, back to the... See, this is why theory is so important, is because I'm remembering the chord progression by the arpeggio shape. So now I kind of am remembering. I'm like, okay, so after the dominant chord, then we're going to go back to... Going back into the roots, right? The one chord right there. So this is why theory is not only important for you improvising and for you shredding. It's important for you when it comes to tabs and stuff like that, because like this, for example, I'm like remembering things a lot better just by going over this. So like everything that I do, I just remember it from the theory and the shapes and stuff like that. So we're back in B minor. Sounds like A minor, so full step down. So we're and then we're where are we at? We're should be at, did that one already. Then we're back at then we're at this oh yeah, G major. I remember this. Oh, right? I do remember this. What is this? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that shape when you just... So this is also why I like theory a lot, is because sometimes when I see a tab that I do this, instead I can just do that. So that's another reason why you should know theory. Pretty cool. So we have so far. The G major chord, I know it goes up again, right? Let's see. So we have another just amazing sounding chord. So after G major, you just go right up to A major. Remember, this is full step down, so it sounds like I'm doing G major. What the heck is this? I think this is like... A major. Couple ways that you can do that, and then I I think this is where this, oh God, this craziness goes. So yeah, I'll have to work on that later. But Grayson, you give me $1. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. So that's really funny. I'll do this. Wait. Hang on. There we go. Cool. But yeah, that's altitudes for you. So let me go back to Sea of Lies now. But that was fun. The only thing that's screwing me with altitudes is this weird like. Just a really weird way to do that. Now it's like kind of hitting me while I'm like, wait. And then you go into this arpeggio, which is 21. So we have I need to eat. I'm hungry. I am hungry. Oh man. That's really awesome, honestly. I get very like whenever a challenge comes up on guitar, I'm always just like, I just gotta get it done. Like, this is why I'm like, I like doing that stuff. Already, it's not the craziness, is it? I think it's the craziness. I think we're getting goes into the weird other gotten on that. So what I'll do now is when I practice, like this is how I learn stuff, is I'll just save this in the bank in my brain. Maybe I'll have to come back to it a couple more times, but I want to save it so that way over the next like week or two I can just drill it as my sweeping exercise. Because I don't even have a sweep exercise, so that works out really well. With let's see how Sea of Lies is doing. This dang solo is so hard. Part in that solo that I'm just like, it's just not clicking for me. It's just like the ending of that, like, you're going from chaos to more chaos with that tapping lick, which I'll run through here in a second. That is Sea of Lies by Symphony X. Sea of Lies by Symphony X. That's the solo name. It's like, I wouldn't say it's like top of the line hard. I'll show you another Symphony X solo that's even harder than that I'm trying to do, but it ain't easy. It ain't easy. It's a lot of string skipping, you know, it's stuff like that. I would say it's probably on the level of Altitudes or maybe a little bit harder, but it's obviously a lot shorter, right? So less sweeps, just more like try it again. That felt good. Like probably the first time I actually got through it. Just like like obviously a lot of mistakes, but it's the first time I got through it. Factor and I learned this like maybe like 3 weeks ago. So frick. Not easy. Not easy at all. But that's okay. Let's try it again. practice this this ending. It's just like unbelievable. It's so difficult. I can't believe it. So, it's just like that part screws with me, and then the tapping part after that is just unbelievable. So after you do the octaves, oh sorry. It's just like I got to admit though, it's come a long way. Like it's like from the time that I first learned it a few weeks ago, it's like freaking getting like way better. Okay, and like same stuff that I'm always doing, just like isolating certain parts, right? Just goodness. Let me take like a 2-minute break or like a 5-minute break. So go. You can ask me as many questions as you want. Oh my goodness. It feels good to take a break. When did I start this stream? Let me refresh. How long have I been streaming? Jesus. 73 minutes ago. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What other scales should learn? Try. I mean, dude, like neoclassical has like a wide variety of stuff that you can do. So, yeah, harmonic minor is probably like the most common one. There's a diminished scale that you can use that's really nice. You can, if you want to get more into a little bit more past just straight classical, you can go into like the really weird stuff, like the whole tone scale is a really cool one that I like to use sometimes. The augmented scale is also really cool. You can there's like so many of them that you can use, honestly. Trying to think of any other ones that I like to use. There's like just doing like a flat 2 with your harmonic minor will always sound really, really good. So those are my go-tos. I mean, I use harmonic minor all the time, but I try to use things like secondary dominance and secondary diminished stuff. So that's another thing you can think about is if you're at that level where these scales are kind of boring you, think less about the scale of one key and think about how you can get from one key to the other. That's if you're at that level though. That's like really advanced stuff. So if you're like shredding and you're in the key of like G minor, you're like thinking, okay, what secondary dominant chord can I use to get to C sharp minor? Or what can I use to get to D major or something like that, and start using like Neapolitan chord progressions with your arpeggios and start combining those sort of things there. And that's what I do all the time at this point. So when I started this stream, when I was noodling, I am very keen on what I can do with diminished and dominant and how I can manipulate it to go from one key to the other, so that way I'm not limited to just one set of scales at this point. That's what I like to do. So if you're at that level and you really know the fretboard and the theory, that's what I would recommend you do. If you're not there yet though, if you want to like just start modulating into like relative keys is always a good thing that you can do. Things like that are always going to be like really, really baller. So yeah. Yeah, work on your theory. it's a good time investment, in all honesty, because you don't want to be that guy that doesn't know theory when you're shredding and stuff, because it's really easy to get lost with everything and just kind of winging it. And don't get me wrong, like I wing it sometimes, but at this point, like I know so much theory that when I wing it, I know how to get back on it, if that makes sense. So yeah. I guess I could talk about my channel. Haven't talked about my documentary stuff in a minute. So man, I love doing those documentaries. I really do. The only problem is it takes tons of time to edit. That's the biggest thing that's kind of screwing with me. I actually bought a teleprompter. So in the last video that I made with Tony Iommi, I use this like teleprompter right here, and it works really, really well for streamlining that stuff. So the editing process is starting to get a little bit better, but I'm not good at streamlining my time for that stuff. And you know, the majority of my time I'm either practicing, teaching, or you know, rehearsing for my band, or, you know, just living my normal life and stuff like that. So I am trying to do these documentaries at least once every like month or two, but it's a lot of brain power and it's a lot of work to do for sure. And it just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like people are like too crazy about them anymore, which is totally fine. I've been making them for like a year at this point, and looking at like my stats and stuff, you know, not to talk about like analytics and all that boring stuff, but we'll see. We'll see, because I've also done like all the big bands already, and I know there are other people that I can make it on, but I feel like people are just kind of like, at this point, it's like the theory stuff is good, but I feel like there's so much information that I'm packing into a video, and it's kind of becoming repeated from all the artists I'm doing. So maybe I'll shift into like another genre or something. I've always wanted to talk about other genres with my theory and stuff. So I don't know. I'll play around with stuff, but I'm also going to be doing some sort of, how would you say, journey documentaries of me learning really hard solos like Sea of Lies. I'm documenting how good I've gotten and how I've progressed within like the 30 days that I want to, like, you know, get it done and learn it. So I'm trying to get it done by the end of the week. Not the video, the solo. So I'll give you like a solo take of me playing it, and then I'll show you like how I kind of progress through that stuff. Maybe I'll do Altitudes next, because I've never delved into like the entire Altitude song. I've only learned like the intro, some of the shred runs, and all that craziness. Oh my god, if I did Guthrie, oh, I don't even know where I'd begin with that dude. He's just on another level. The thing about him that I like too is he's got a lot of jazz influence. So honestly, maybe I should do Guthrie. Yeah, he's got so many styles, but he's so freaking good. Like, most people agree that he is probably the best guitarist ever. I don't know if I would say that he's the number one. At this point though, you're comparing like you're comparing all these Goliaths with each other, like Guthrie and Michael Romeo and Steve Vai and stuff, and it's like Tosin Abasi, and you're just like, at one point it's just like they're all so good, you know, that you can't even like compare them. But with Guthrie, I mean, he's just like insane. His technique is good. His theory is so weird and it's good. It's awesome. So yeah. Um, Let me know of any other cues. I think I'm gonna practice a little bit more and then I'll call it, because I gotta teach soon. And teach for a little bit, and then I'll go to the gym and I'll get a good workout if I have time. I have not seen Tosin yet, so that's cool that you got to see him. Man. And I've got a gig with my band this weekend that I gotta probably practice for. Maybe I could do that right now, actually. I could go through some of my band stuff. I want to see, maybe I have like, see if I have one of our solos on here. Because I might have my my old recordings. Let's see. I could find it really, really quickly. Let's see. Where is this at? I don't know if I deleted it though. Give me 1 second. Oh, these are Cubase files. Ha. Give me 1 second. I feel like I've downloaded my own music like so many times because I think that my music is on like a external hard drive, but give me 1 second and I'll shred. I gotta practice this anyway, so I'll just drop it into Cubase and then I'll practice it a little bit. An error occurred. The frick. It's my own song, bro. Yeah, this is not letting me download this. Let's go to a different one. Yeah, allergies year round. Okay, let's make sure that my oh wait, I'm sorry. Did I not get the right URL? That's why it wasn't working. All right, should work now. Okay, it's not working. Okay. Let's go to the studio take and let's see if that'll work. Releases. And then let's go to the last song of the album. Okay, they replaced it with the video. Give me 1 second. Taking so long. I could have sworn I made a lyric video for this song, but I did. Oh, I did. Okay. Share. Copy. Let's try this one more time. It might be a copyright thing, which is, I guess, understandable, but 1 second. Okay, this is not working. Okay, I guess I'll just do this in a different way. All right, I'm gonna see if I have this studio take on my other hard drive. MP4 file. I don't have the MP3. That's annoying. Can I drop the MP4 into there? I can. Look at that. All right, I think I'm good. Here we go. All right, let's test out some audio. Turn it down. All right, let's go to the solo. Do this. Let's fix some things here real quick. So I think I know what's going on. Make sure there's no noise gate happening. There is a noise gate actually on. Whoa. My bad. Give me 1 second. Whoops. Apologies. Let's make this thing sound a little bit better. It's not bad. I'm just not happy with when I'm like tapping. Do you hear how when I like hammer on, the push just isn't there? Compared to when I use like a real amp, the push is there. And I have been trying to fix that for quite a while, and I still can't get it to sound like super duper like crisp. You know what I mean? So I've been dealing with that for a while. I always thought it was an EQ issue because maybe my lows are too much. See, it just doesn't have that like push. So when I do like a the hammer-ons that I'm getting, they're just not getting like pushed out very much, and I'm like, and then that happens when I try to crank it up a little bit. So I'm not entirely sure how to fix that, because that's something that I've been dealing with for Lord knows how long. There's one thing I could try, but again, it might have the feedback issue. I'm going to use the transient. So I guess it just is what it is. I just got to use it. know how to fix it. It's very unfortunate, but maybe I have one idea. Could it have something to do with the compressor? I would assume so if it's like, maybe it's compressing like too much. It's just not getting that push, and I don't really like that. So maybe if I turn off the compressor and then I turn up my regular volume on the amp. No, it's not really helping that out very much either. So that's a bummer. But it's like weird because like when I was doing this, that sort of lick, it was kind of having the same tech problem. So, but if I keep the compressor on, it's pretty loud. So my apologies on the tech stuff. But yeah, I guess I can try it again, but it's just like, maybe I should change the battery too. Not bad. Sea of Lies now. Sea of Lies. All right. So close to getting it at this point. I feel really good about it, but it's just like I'd say I've got like 70% of it down. Like it's just this last section that is just like not working for me, but yeah, I've got about a little bit of time, so I guess I'll call it here. You know, I feel like I practiced a good amount today. But yeah. I will hit